Hello everyone, welcome to BrainyHeart. This time I'd like to talk about the post-traumatic stress disorder. American Psychiatric Association mentioned and released a very good article about that. Why stress disorder, especially post-traumatic stress disorder, is so important and we should take it seriously, is that after COVID times or within the COVID times, we all had to suffer from this very phenomenon. Many of us were threatened in one way or the other to lose our jobs, to lose our standards, because it's our nature to hang on to what we have. Nobody would like to get onto the horse out of a car, right? So nobody would like to give up what they have. What are the symptoms of this disorder? I do not want to say on purpose it's a sickness. It's a disorder and one can wonderfully work on it, and it's high time to do so. Symptoms for post-traumatic stress disorder is the negative thinking, overthinking, nightmares, nausea. You might feel physical changes in your body as well. Your hands might be sweaty most of the time, and or your feet. You might get out of blue heat rash around your body, going up and down. Heart pounding is also a sign of this disorder. What can you do for it? What you can do is exercising. On a regular basis, exercising, talking your mind regularly, drinking a lot of water, taking care what you are taking into your body. Doing all these things is fine. However, the only or major thing what you could do for this disorder is watching your thoughts. Whenever you feel or you start thinking negative, whenever you feel this rage, anger, and negative emotions within you, they're going up and down, know and try to analyze why or what has triggered it. To understand the reason when it was or where it was programmed is extremely important. You have to start understanding your traumas. When you understand, then you will have a small idea how your subconsciousness is working. Because traumas, these triggering emotions, is nothing. They're not coming from your conscious mind. They're coming from your unconscious mind, which makes 95% of you. It's important to do exercises, not only physical exercises, but also writing exercises. What triggered your anger? What triggered your negative thoughts? What happened that you felt offended? Another symptom of this disorder is that you start taking things way too seriously or way too emotionally. When we just try to understand this phenomenon, hey, many of us had problems throughout the COVID times. How many of us were staying or have stayed at home for more than 3 days in a row, and we were not allowed to go out of our apartments, out of our rooms for weeks? This triggers our brain chatter, who would like to have the things secure, sure. Our left cognitive mind is willing to, or is most happy when you have regularity in your life and when you feel sure. Namely, you get a certain amount of money you can pay your bills from, namely, you live in a comfortable environment and so on. To lose all these things triggers and threatens, this is all triggered from your brain chatter. Watch that brain chatter. That is why many of us suffer from this very disorder. You can do so many things about it, but the most important thing is to watch your thoughts. The more you think about what could happen, what can threaten you, etc., to think about the future, what are your options for the worst case scenario is just fine. I'm not telling you, okay, don't think about the future. Do think about the future, but proportionize it within yourself so that you can stay fair to yourself among all when you're just writing down all these worst case scenarios. It's nice to be prepared for the worst. However, when you're overdoing it, then you're just doing yourself a very bad favor, namely your cortisol, your stress level is just going high up, your heart is pounding, you can have cardiovascular problems. I hear from many that their alcohol consumption increased throughout the lockdown weeks. So watch this, try to exercise. I can do without days. Try to challenge yourself. It's time, it's in, it's out to just think of yourself only. It's in to be connected. So go visit friends. Now we can go out visit friends. Go visit friends, go visit your grandmother, go visit your mom. Spend time outside. Do 1 day a week social media free day. Can you afford it? I do. And so many people I know, they're also starting to install these kind of measurements to calm their minds. It's fine. COVID brought us extremely great things as well. Let's just not complain about what has brought it to us. It brought us a number of amazing possibilities as well. Homeschooling and home office was unthinkable, especially in Germany and Central Europe, in so many countries. It was unthinkable a couple of years ago. Today, it just goes without saying. We are thinking about what can we just do to improve our infrastructure, and we can make sure that every child or every person who needs to work from home, and which is the new normal right now, has got the infrastructure and the facilities and devices for this. This is, first of all, very good news. In Germany, we loved our cash. Yeah? Many people traditionally wanted to pay, especially for small amounts, they wanted to pay their with real money. With COVID times, we also started paying very small amounts with our credit cards, with cards. So this brought a new dimension of readiness not to use old traditional ways, because you can actually exchange viruses and bacterials with when you exchange money all the time when you go shopping. I enjoy very much the time. Having traveled around the world, my body suffered from so many different bacterials and viruses that it hasn't seen. So I was, anyways, before COVID times, extremely picky about disinfecting everything that I touch very often. And I enjoy very much knowing the hygiene rules before COVID. Watching the world disinfecting everywhere, we've got a complete different awareness for cleanness and disinfection, what we are doing. This is good news. However, there's always a however. Do not overdo using those disinfection creams and soaps and liquids, etc., because they can also harm your skin. This is the other side of the story. So every medal has two sides, wonderfully. So we have to take a look, and this is the growth mindset. This is what the language our brain understands best. So we have to take a look, what is there for us to move on with, and what we can just basically get rid of out of our backpack that we've been carrying with us. And for us all, it's important to understand that there is never going to be a concept of, oh, we're just going to finally be there. There's a German saying, wann werde ich irgendwann ankommen. Yeah, you will never get there and be there and safe there. This concept of being safe as in the sense it was introduced to us at school from our parents, from the people that we liked, we had mentors, for instance. It's out. We have to understand that. And there cannot be anything to you, not when you have a lot of money in your accounts only, but also that's not the measure anymore. You can be safe, and there cannot be anything bad to you if you keep on your network healthy. If you know different people, doctors, lawyers, etc., you keep your network alive. You keep yourself healthy, because change is the new normal. The healthier you are, the better agile you are in your brain and physically, the more or the better you can react to the changes. And your mental fitness is extremely important. How do I get mental fitness? Not by taking a look at the phone 3 times in an hour. You just need to take time for yourselves. So brain needs boredom. Brain needs not to-do lists. So we get our synapses, get an enormous number, and they fire when we're bored. It's scientifically proven. When you're bored, it's a good thing that you can just watch something, be here and now, and say, well, I could do that. If you're just in the middle of doing things all the time, you don't have that kind of perception for here and now and for new ideas. So in this sense, try to take a look at the things from another perspective as your usual way. Try to step out of your comfort zone regularly. Pull yourself out whenever you catch yourself doing that. Watching your thoughts helps to avoid post-traumatic stress disorder. Your brain understands best when you just say, hey, glass is full, because then it fires. It can just start to find ideas how you can get out of the mess, rather than listening to the voice, nothing is just going to work again. So we have to grab this and give your brain enough food with lots of growth mindset in the next weeks to come. Take care and see you next time.